give it an acceleration up here, put it in sport transmission, and let's go. This moves. It's no slouch. So welcome back to Born Again Motoring. Today you join me in the 2023 Acura MDX Type S. It's been long overdue. This was the vehicle that we traded the Tundra for, and I haven't gotten around to doing a video on it. I've been too focused on the S2000 and the C8, which I need to do another C8 video soon too as well. But here it is. This is the family hauler, as I like to call it. And the question is this MDX really worthy of the Type S badge? And why did I choose the MDX Type S? Well, let's take you for a drive, and hopefully I can answer that for you today. Now, I'm not going to do a full detail, just some key things I like to call out. On the Type S, you definitely get the Type S badging here, as you can see, right, the Type S, and you get this big Acura logo, which is the radar detector, really. You know, I'm not a fan of kind of big emblems, but I guess it fits this profile well. The front bumper is also different than a regular MDX, and you've got these fog lights down here. Gorgeous, gorgeous headlights. Now on the Type S, you get these 21-inch wheels, and this has the advanced package as well, but these 21-inch wheels come with these Continental cross contacts. These are actually what you call, I don't know if you call them self-healing or kind of like self-repair, but if they get like a nail or something, they won't deflate. They will fix themselves. Very expensive to replace from what I understand. But one of the biggest things on the Type S that I love are these Brembo brakes. They actually have the servo motor from the NSX, and you can see they actually say Brembo right there if the wheel wasn't blocking it. Another noticeable difference on the Type S is the aggressive quad exhaust back there. Now, I don't want to go into this ravine, but yeah, it has a quad exhaust system, which helps it look more aggressive rather than the kind of ovalish shape that comes on the standard MDX. Again, this is my family hauler, so space-wise, you got some pretty decent space. And one of my favorite things about this car is the red interior on this package. I'm a sucker for white on red, especially with the red brake calipers. Normally I would have my son's seat back here, but you know, I took it out because we had to actually wash it. So this little pad there, which I do recommend it protects the leather, stops it from getting little dimples and ruining the leather. His seat would normally sit on top of there, but plenty of space. Again, I'm not going to get into too much of that. For this drive, I want you to know that I do have a bunch of salt in here, so my water softener system. So I'm going to be sitting at about 160 pounds of extra weight back here. So the car probably won't move as quickly, though, you know, that doesn't matter as much, just kind of giving you a heads up, and this gives you an idea of the trunk space. So let's go ahead and get in. And here's the key. Very nice, right? This is my Fujiwara Tofu Shop kind of car. The black on the white, kind of the Panda Chirano style, so it gets the proper key tag for it. And running in the 90s. If you're familiar with Initial D, you're familiar with that Eurobeat song. Love, love, love the key, love the design, love the shape. But let's go ahead and get in. Nice little animation to start it up. Look at that. It sings to you. Love the push start button. that silver on red. I think the Integra Type R is very similar. Okay, so we're in the normal gauge setting right now. One thing that's important to know is this car does have the air ride because it is the advanced package. I think that's a 13-inch display. It's not touchscreen, it's you use this little pad. Everybody complains about it. I don't really care because I don't like fingerprints on the screen, so it works for me. You get used to it. In most settings, basically this would mirror a screen, and you would press wherever you're at on the screen. For CarPlay though, that doesn't work because it's not CarPlay doesn't have that setting available. But when you're in the main menu, like if I touch up here, see how it's highlighting FM radio. If I touch over here, it'll highlight navigation. So I just treat this as the touch screen, and then you get used to it. Nice little sounds, animations. You know, I don't really care so much about infotainment. Yes, these things are expensive, but when it comes to infotainment, like it's whatever for me. As long as it works, I'm happy. And plus, we just use CarPlay these days anyway, or Android Auto. It doesn't bother me. But the highlight here with the infotainment is, because this is the advanced package, I have the ELS Studio audio, and that's a 25 speaker system, and it is probably the best sound system you're going to get in a car, you know, for sub $150,000. Any reviews you watch will say it, and it's true. It really is that good. I mean, it's 25 speaker. When I was growing up, we would, you know, you'd always change out your head unit, you'd always change out your speakers. But nowadays, you don't have to do that. The sound systems are just so good in cars that new cars, they just come out the box ready to go. But yeah, that's a highlight, and they're absolutely gorgeous. The way the sound system looks is gorgeous. The way the speakers are set up. Additionally, this has ambient lighting at night, and you can actually, the speakers light up whatever color you have set. You will see that glow behind the speakers, which is definitely a sight to see. But let me take you through the gauges here. So this is the normal gauge setting, and it's cool. You have like this little outline on the ridge, and it kind of accelerates and moves upwards. And you can choose the little pocket gauge on the side here. Kind of performance oriented, these two. This is the all-wheel drive system, which wheels are doing what. And this is of course, the G meter, which is common in cars now. Driver attention level, it'll, you know, if you're making a lot of mistakes swerving lanes, your driver attention level will decrease. And then you have safety systems, gauge settings. I just got new gas, or I just filled up on gas, so the average fuel is looking bad there. But navigation, oil life, tire pressure, and again the all-wheel drive system, which is what I normally leave it on. So let's switch between the different modes here. Here's the comfort mode, which softens the suspension. And because this is air ride, it does move up and down. It's very advanced. But comfort mode gives it that kind of Cadillac feeling where it's, you know, you're bouncing around a little bit. It's very, very comfortable. But if you like that, you know, it's there for you. I normally don't really like that. The normal is just fine. It's very comfortable to me. This is the most comfortable vehicle I've ever driven. I've been in a lot of vehicles, I've owned a lot of vehicles, but this vehicle is very, very, very comfortable. Acura knows what they're doing, and especially since when you change the modes, it definitely changes itself. Its personality changes. So in comfort mode, it's more relaxed. The engine, the engine response is a little bit more dull. And you know, you just get that just sit back kind of feeling. Pair it with this awesome audio system. I mean, we're talking like next level in comfort and quality and relaxation. Couple that with, this has massage seats, and if I turn that on, I can hold it. It'll actually give me the option of different massage options. So wave, shiatsu, step, fusion, awake. I mean, it'll change. And this isn't just like some cheap massage seat. I mean, you really feel the pressure, and you can turn it up. There's 3 levels for it. Each of these lights is a different level. And right now I have it on max, but it really exists. So when you pair this with comfort mode, I mean, I'm talking, this is a high-end luxury vehicle. This retails for $74,000, and I mean, we can talk about the pricing if it's worth it or not, but it gives you high-end luxury experience for the price that cars that are 100,000 plus barely scratch the surface of, and you get it all here, plus the Acura reliability. But yeah, here's the comfort gauges. I think it looks kind of cool with the blue. Interestingly enough, you have a snow mode, of course. Gauge is kind of similar to the normal mode. And then you have lift mode, which the car lifts up 2 inches. So it's interesting that you can do that. Now, you know, who knows if you really want to use this for off-roading, but the options here, if you find yourself in a situation where you need to use it, that's the benefit of the Air Ride. And you can see it's at the 3rd right now. There's 1 more level it can go. I believe if you drive over 25 miles per hour, it'll kind of level back down. Now it's at the highest height, so that extra 2 inches. But alternatively, when you put it in the sports mode, it drops down lower naturally. So let's get to over there and let's watch these animations. They're so cool. Here's normal. I can feel the car adjusting. And now let's get to sport. Definitely cool. One of my favorites here. So the car is going to lower. Now, love the sports gauges because it reminds me of the S2000 gauge cluster. As a matter of fact, I think it's a callback to that. Difference is, of course, you know, it's a newer car. It's an LCD screen here, which S2000 was LCD, but this is more of a full digital display, I should say. But yeah, you got the turbo meter on the left and then your speedometer on the right there. So it's cool, but let's go into the main mode that you want for driving, and that's going to be Sports Plus. And now what's cool about that is you turn the knob, hold it. This is more like the S2000 gauge mixed with the Civic Type R gauge. So it's really cool. The needle turns yellow, and then you actually get a number for your peak boost. So yeah, really, really fun. You see where the car idles at now when it's in Sports Plus. I mean, this thing's ready to take off. And this does have a launch mode, so maybe I'll show that, maybe not. But yeah, one thing to note is you also have this transmission stack here. This reminds me of the NSX. If you press this here, this actually changed it to sport response for the transmission, so it shifts quicker. The transmission does shift quickly, but it's still not a dual clutch, which my C8 has, and then the Porsche Macan that we had previously did have. And so it's fast, but it's definitely not at that level of quickness here. But still very good transmission. The paddle shifters, they're metal, they're nice, but they don't, you know, when you have it on Sports Plus mode, even in the fastest mode, it will upshift itself automatically, and I think that's a safety concern from Acura. So that's the one thing that I don't like about this vehicle. One of the few things I don't like, but other than that, it's a great car. So let's go ahead and start driving now. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in drive, and I'm gonna leave it in Sports Plus. In Sports Plus, the suspension is definitely tighter. Let me put it over to the drive mode, the all-wheel drive screen, so we can see what it's doing. This is a front biased all-wheel drive system, but it's super handling all-wheel drive. It's the latest iteration from Acura, and it is very, very good. When you're doing these low-speed turns and maneuvers, I mean, you feel like you're in an NSX. It's absolutely amazing, and with some actual street summer tires, the handling on this would be insane. All right, let's give it an acceleration up here, put it in sport transmission, and let's go. It moves. It's no slouch. So we've got 355 horsepower. This is out of the same motor that's in the TLS Type X. It's a 3.0 liter turbo. It does very well for this vehicle's size. It's not like an M series engine. I mean, the German competitors are going to knock the socks off of this from a straight line performance, but this is still enough, because I'm not taking this to the track and I'm not trying to drag race people at the light. So this is more than sufficient. And so the question is does this fit the Type S moniker? Is it a true Type S? Well, I'll have to say yes, absolutely. It's not just a badge that it's wearing. I mean, the engine is different than the engine that you would get in a standard MDX, even A spec. It is performance oriented. The handling is phenomenal in this thing. The biggest drawback would be just the tires, because these are all season tires, but man, does this thing handle. I think the quota figure for where the torque can go is, I think 90% can go to any of the tires in the back. And so though it's front biased, when you're turning and when you're maneuvering, you'll see it. Okay, this guy is swerving, but when you're turning and maneuvering, you'll see the torque figure go to where it needs to go. So it doesn't matter that it's front biased for day-to-day driving, which in like weather conditions is just fine. The torque will go where it needs to. And this, I think Acura has the all-wheel drive system nailed. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. And I used to be a Subaru fanboy hard, like, you know, they have the best all-wheel drive system, but that just comes from, you know, passion for the cars. I mean, this all-wheel drive system is absolutely amazing. So yeah, highly recommend it there. Let's talk about another one of my favorite features here, and that would be the steering wheel. This is a perfect steering wheel, perforated leather. It's got a nice flat bottom, Type S logo. You feel like you're driving something special when you grip this. I think the A-Spec might have something similar, but just as A-Spec. But this is just, you know, you feel like you're in a performance vehicle, especially with the way the turn-in is on this car. It lacks nothing there. I don't really feel the weight as much. And, you know, the Macan that we had before this, it was a smaller vehicle, but this feels like it definitely has better handling. And that's, you know, we didn't have the Macan S or anything, or GTS, but still, I mean, they're similar in price. And this is a more comprehensive vehicle, and it's definitely faster than the Macan, just the basic Macan. So Acura is really onto something here, especially with the amount of space that we have in this vehicle. Now, this vehicle would more likely compare to the Cayenne, which we did drive and we did like a lot because we love Porsche. But for what you get in this vehicle, it's a hard bargain to pass up. Especially again because the sound system, the comfort level, the fact that when I have it on the sports mode with this transmission, I mean, it moves. I never feel like I'm at a lack of power. And when I need to be comfortable, and if everybody's beat up and tired, the comfort mode is there for me. So it's a vehicle that I think that if more people drove when they're in the market for these, they would absolutely consider it, especially if they're used to having the German counterparts. Now, the base MDX does not have this level of performance, and the power isn't there. I think it's like 280 something horsepower, but this is a complete package. It's like they did everything so well as Acura normally does, as Honda normally does. And the thing is it's very approachable. My wife, because of me, has gotten into cars and she understands vehicles a lot now, and she wanted the Type S, and when we drove it and she drove it, she just absolutely fell in love with it. And when we got rid of the truck and we got rid of the Macan, which is what she was driving all the time, she thought that she was gonna miss it every day. But when I ask her, hey, do you miss the Macan? She doesn't even think about it because this vehicle's so good. And also, this interior is just amazing. It's an amazing place to be. Yeah, it has piano black, but whatever. You know, these little things, I don't care to nitpick. Maybe that's just a me thing, but I see a lot of reviews and people nitpick little things like, yeah, piano black sucks, but whatever, wipe it away, we're good. It's cool, bro. You know, there's bigger things in the world going on. First world problems, like I'm driving this luxury vehicle with everything I need, more than anything I could ever need, and I'm worried about getting some dust. Now this thing moves. Let's go. Yeah, I like the sounds too. I mean, it sounds good. That exhaust, it's not like incredibly loud or anything. They did keep a lot of the comfort elements in this. I'm not really sure who their target demographic was going to be, but you know, it does it is kind of muted, and that's fine. I mean, you know, I'm not 19 anymore. My wife's not 19. She doesn't care about that. So, but the driving is absolutely phenomenal. It's a great experience. If you're in the market for like a SUV, a sports SUV, definitely consider the MDX Type S. We considered the CX-90, but it just was not there. Comparatively speaking, it's not. There's no way I could fake it, or we could fake it. It was significantly cheaper, and we love our Mazdas, but it's just not the same type of vehicle. Again, this interior, the massage seats, which I still have going, by the way, as I've been talking, it's got me feeling real good. It's just a complete package. So, quick video, well, maybe not so quick, but wanted to kind of give you an update on this. This video has been long overdue. I don't think I'll do an acceleration test. Maybe I'll do a separate video, or I'm sorry, a stop and set acceleration test where I do a 0 to 60. Maybe next time. But yeah, it does deserve the Type S badge. It does check the boxes. It's their first MDX Type S. I think that they're going to be moving over to electric. I think the ZDX is coming out, and that's going to be faster. It's going to have more power and torque, and this might be their last hurrah with this, but it is deserving. They did put a lot of work into the design, into the performance aspect of this. The brakes, again, the power. Yeah, it has all the power you need. On that, I mean, the acceleration reminds me of my 2015 STI that I had, stock for stock. So again, not the fastest thing in the world, but it moves, and it's not about drag racing anyway. So yeah, Acura's done a great job. I hope you get a chance to drive one of these. If you're in the market, definitely consider it. Thank you all. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and God bless you and your families. Bye-bye.